Hi YouTube and welcome back to my Let's Play World of Warcraft on Wednesdays. So today is the Underbog in Coilfang Reservoir. It's the third and final 5-man dungeon here in Coilfang. And between now and next week I will attempt to do the Serpent Shrine Cavern raid here in Coilfang. And if you don't see that next week up, then that means that I obviously have no luck doing it. So if I don't do Serpent Shrine, then I will go on to the Achandun instances, starting with I think the Auchenai Crypts. I think is the first one in that series, and there's again it's going to be a series of 3 different 5-mans, and there may or may not be a raid there as well, which I haven't researched yet because that's several weeks away from now. Alrighty, so I just killed some underbats there. And I was just taking a look at some of these quests just to make sure I'm actually paying attention to what I'm supposed to be doing, so I don't run into the same problem I had last week where I ran around for 10 minutes like, okay, what am I supposed to do? How do I get to that last boss? Why is the door locked? So things go a bit more smoothly with this particular instance here, because I actually paid a little bit more attention to what I was doing this time. Alright, so we got a bunch of we got 4 different bosses basically in this one. This is, as I said, the third and final of the Coilfang runs, and then also gotta see where that yellow number 1 is in the map, and that one is the person that I'm supposed to be finding. So he's obviously not a boss fight, but I'm just constantly orienting myself. I'm like, okay, which way is the best way to go? I'm like, okay, I should go this way first. And, you know, it's been, again, several years since I've ran through these, and when I did, I was a healer, and, really wasn't, you know, that's probably the reason I keep getting lost in these things, even with the ones that I've run a little bit more frequently, is just because, well, you know, one, in some cases, things have changed, even though I think with the Burning Crusade ones, I don't think they've changed them that much. Compared to some of the early vanilla ones that I've run through and like, wait, that's different. But with a lot of these, like I said, I was a healer, and I was just kind of following wherever the tank went, I went, because my job was to keep the tank healed. And so I wasn't really paying attention to where we were going at all. I was just making sure that I kept tank targeted and in sight the entire time. So as long as I was with the group and as long as I was near the tank, I was, you know, I just kept going. And yeah, just wasn't paying any attention at all, because, you know, it's one of the reasons why I think with the slave pins, none of it looked familiar at all. I'm like, I know I've done the slave pens before. I mean, with my guild, we ran all 3 of the Coilfangs quite regularly for a while there. But a lot of this stuff just doesn't feel like, I think the Steam Vault's the one that feels the most familiar, and it's possible that we ran that one the most often. For whatever reason, maybe there was gear there that we really wanted or something. I mean, it's been so long, I don't remember exactly why, but I'm quite sure that I've run all of these at least a few times. And the fact that, like, the slave pens feel absolutely not here at all, and this particular one is also, it felt like, you know, like, why does it feel like I've not been here before? I mean, it feels somewhat more familiar than the slave pens did, but just barely. I'm like, you know, it's almost like playing new content for me, because it's been so long and I wasn't really paying attention to what we were doing, and so I'm like, oh, look at that. I didn't know this was here. Yeah, I gotta collect a number of these, and I actually edited out a lot of my running around and collecting stuff. I pick up a number of them, but I do complete that quest. And I actually forgot to pick up one quest at the beginning. There's actually 3 folks at the beginning, and I completely just didn't see the one. And in fact, I think the first boss I kill here, it ends up being like that's the quest that I can't turn in, because I kill him So once I pick up the quest again, I have to like kill him again or something. But and I think, did I already kill him? I might have actually already done it. Yep, actually I did. It was the big bog lord or whatever. And we're going after Gazra, I think now is the next one that we're going after. Have to go through and kill these Myrmidons first and get to the right place to lure him out of the water and things. Because he's kind of swimming. Yeah, there he is. He's kind of Gazan, maybe. Maybe that's the name. That's his name. But he's just kind of swimming around in there, and I'm like, okay, I can't get there from here. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have to go this way. I mean, you'd think I'd never ran these before at all because of how much I don't remember these instances. But it's so much easier just soloing them at level 90 than it ever was doing it at level with 5 people. Alright, so I'll just kind of go up here. Betcha this is how we get there. And get rid of these guys. We don't know if Gazan or Gazra. I guess it is Gazan. For some reason, when I was looking at his name while I was playing, I could have sworn the last part of his name was Ra, R-A-H, but I guess not. Must have been wishful thinking. No, I guess maybe Gazra sounded better in my mind. Alright, now we got a bunch of these Merc Bloods to get rid of. Know what they're doing here, but and then we can take on Gazan and move on. Alrighty, so gonna have to go up here to the platform, and I think that kind of lures him out of the water, like, oh, there's someone here to challenge me, I will come up the pipes and fight you, or I forget exactly, but I did remember, you know, like, oh yeah, I have to come to the platform to get the whole thing started. Yep, and there he comes, lumbering so slowly up the pipes. I mean, I guess, the reason for doing this is so that you can prepare your team and get your buffs up and everything else, so that by the time he comes to attack you, you know, you're all set and ready and buffed and whatnot. But I mean, good gosh, go a little faster. I don't even let him get all the way to the platform. I'm like, screw you. And then I actually decided to go. I picked up another hibiscus, and I decided to go back and pick up a couple more hibiscus before continuing on with this quest, or getting onto the next to the quests and stuff, just because I wasn't sure if you could still find them in the other part of this instance, so I just kind of cut all of that out, and now I'm back here, and I'm like, okay, now where do we go? This is the big old tank that Gazan was living in. And my first instinct, because of Coilfang, is to look at the pipes and see, do I swim through one of the pipes? Because that's how you get to Coilfang in the first place, is you dive into the reservoir and then you swim through the pipes to get here. Which I didn't show in any of my footage. I'm like, oh, it's all these things here, but I'm like, alright, let me go back up and see if there's someplace else I can go. Again, I'm just, you know, I just didn't remember. I knew I had to come into the water to get to the next part of everything, but nope. Let's see. Maybe I can go this way. Oh, yep, there we go. Alrighty, that's better. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get the last 2 bosses and find that missing person. Let's see, like, which way am I gonna go? Okay, this way. It's weird. I tend to have a really, I don't know, poor sense of direction in games and stuff, and I'm so glad they have the maps and things now. But I tend to have a really good sense of direction. I don't know, maybe because within the game, Oh, there he is. I don't have the same kind of cues that I do in real life. I guess living in Colorado, it's pretty easy to know which way I'm going because, you know, if you see mountains, you're going west. At least from the side of the mountains I live on. Alright, so we found him. Yay! And one more boss up ahead. And then the final boss, the weird spindly-legged critters. I forget what they're called. I'm very bad at, as I've mentioned before many times, I'm very bad at names, especially species names, race names, that kind of thing within World of Warcraft. I don't always, you know, except for the playable races. I know the names of all of those, you know, orcs and blood elves and night elves and humans and trolls and things. I know those, but all the non-playable creatures and or races that are in the game, I don't always remember, because they often name them based on their tribes and things, like the ones that are like bears and stuff. And so I always, like, as I'm playing along, I'm thinking about them based on their tribe name, because that's, you know, what you see. Now, see, at least these guys, they actually, like, some of these are stingers, some of these are rays, some of these are wasps. I'm like, yeah, what is the species name supposed to be? Are they wasps? Some of them are wasps. It's like, you know, make up your mind. And then you've got these rays that, you know, fly in the air instead of in the water. And are they rays? Do they have a specific species name? Okay, so here's the boss, and then Claw here is who we have to kind of free. He's been taken captive by this hunter while he was in druid bear form, and we kind of slap him to his senses, and there you go, you've been freed. How embarrassing. Alright, and I wonder if that's even possible. Can a hunter actually take a druid in animal form as a pet? Wouldn't that be hilarious if you could actually do that? Even maybe not within your faction, but what if you were Horde and you took a druid from an alliance druid as a pet? Wouldn't that be hilarious? That might be a little fun scenario for them to throw in, just, you know, once in a while as some kind of a world event that only lasts a day or something. Alright, so here's the black stalker here. And these creatures, you know, I don't even know what they're supposed to be or what they're called or whatnot, but I don't know if you've ever read or heard of the book The Tripods, but you see that they're on 3 tall, spindly legs. And it reminds me of the tripods. And sorry that my system kind of froze up on me while that was happening. But yeah, it reminds me of what the tripods were described as looking like. So anyway, and thankfully this particular game, or this particular instance, has a shortcut back to the beginning. You don't have to run all the way back. I actually don't think there's, well, I guess, no, actually there isn't a way to go back because of how you have to jump down after you swim through the water and stuff. So it's actually makes sense that they did this. And here you can see the naturalist bite. I forgot to pick up the quest from him. I'm like, whoopsie. Oh well. It's not like I really need to turn these in. I mean, I'm getting some nice, you know, golden stuff from the rewards. It's filling my coffers, you know, a little bit at a time, but I just kind of forgot that one. Whoops. Alright, well, like I said, next week I might do that raid, or if not, we'll go to Achandun. One way or the other, we'll do Achandun, if not next week, the week after. So I'll look forward to that. I hope you enjoyed this run-through, and until next week, take care. Bye-bye.